welcome, folks. We are here with a Cheltenham series, and we are absolutely delighted to be joined by Ronan McNally. Ronan, it's absolutely fantastic having you on here.
Yeah, thanks a million. As Tubs just coming in there. It's great to be on. Thanks for asking me, boys. Been looking forward to this last couple of days.
Yeah, and just Ronan, for the people that don't know much about yourself, could you tell us maybe the horses that you train, just to let the viewers familiar yourself?
Just 5 in at the minute there. So I have Jamman, which most people probably know him. I have Dreal Deal, who probably sort of came into the public eye a wee bit more this season. And then I have the Trigger, who's done well for me. He's 12 now, but I think he's won 8 or 9 races for us. I have CW, he's my old horse, so he's 18 and he's still running. So he's been a revelation since I got him. And then I have a new horse there, a younger horse called V Dancer, who's ultimately been a wee bit disappointing since I got him, but he was second in a point, and I think sometimes after the running point of points have usually been trained hard enough, and I think it takes them a wee while to find their feet. You'll see from some of Gordon Elliott's big purchases there coming out and getting beaten bumpers and stuff. So I don't know if it's maybe the thing to do just to run them back so soon. So but hopefully look at in the long term he'll be a bit better than what he's showing at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously the Real Deal is going over to Cheltenham this year and has an entry into both the Supreme and the Ballymore. Could you maybe give us a hint on where he's going?
I would say with sort of almost full certainty he'll probably go to the Supreme Novices. We just think sort of that test will suit him probably best on the day. Although he stays further, I think in the Supreme, just the gallop they're going to go, it will take a stare to win it. And a lot of the horses winning the Supreme usually are run over further over fences anyway. So we're sort of taking aim at that, and look at we'll not commit fully until closer to the time, but at the moment we like the look of the Supreme.
Yeah, and the last 12 winners of the Supreme were all 5 or 6 year olds, and the Real Deal's what, 6-year-old is he?
Yeah, he's just 6 there, turned at New Year's Day. So he's plenty of experience as well. You know, a lot of these will be coming in and there will be novices there. He's been knocking about a wee bit, and he's plenty of experience, and hopefully that'll stand him in good stead on the day.
Yeah, and he's 20-1 for the Supreme at the minute. How was the experience of the Real Deal winning the Grade 2 Moscow Flyer?
Yeah, look, it was sort of surreal. We went in with a very bad preparation, and we were sort of wondering we're going to flap on the day because things sort of hadn't been ideal leading up to the race. So to go and do what he done in a very, very strongly run race, I thought anyway, you know, a lot of those graded races can be sort of tactical affairs where there's no pace on and sprint out over the last couple of hurdles. But I thought that was a real true test, and for him to come through it and with flying colours, having had a very poor preparation, I just thought it was amazing. It was a great day for us. It was exciting. It was probably sort of just a wee bit unbelievable on the day, you know. So it's nice to be dining at that table with a horse like him.
Yeah, for sure, and he won it fairly impressively. Now, in fairness, I suppose moving on to the Jamman, what is the plan for him? Will he be going over?
No, we're going to skip Cheltenham. I sort of, once we didn't really get a good trial to go to the Stairs this year, just through one thing and another, I just thought I wasn't going to go and make up the numbers. I don't think he would win a Stairs, so he's very high in the handicap for upper time, so I'm not just going to go over for the sake of running him. So he's entered in the English National there. He's got a lovely weight, and he's also going to be entered in the Irish National. And although at the start of the season I wouldn't have dreamt of probably running either, just with the performance he put in the Troy Town, it's opened so many doors for us. And looking at his last couple of hurdle runs, and then at his Troy Town run, maybe he now needs a fence to sort of excite him. You know, he's run a wee bit flat in his last couple of hurdle runs, although all my horses have been under the weather a small bit there just since Christmas. Yeah, we'll probably look at one of those probably big chases, I would imagine.
Yeah, Jesus, he blew them away in the Troy Town, really. He looks a real good chase and prospect, in fairness. Dean, yourself, what are you?
No, just running. It must be, you know, an exciting time for yourself and the family. I know the two boys are heavily involved with you as well. And is there a bit of a buzz even around the local area with the Real Deal? Because as Ryan says there, like, you know, if anybody's a likes to look at the stats, and sure Alan will touch on a few stats in a while as well. Like, but he's got a real big chance on paper, and if you look at the stats as well over the years, will bring him right into contention, at a massive price.
I will just as regards the sort of the buzz around the town, because the sort of lockdown and all, we're not out and about, so I don't really know. But
Yeah.
it seems to be, I do think there is a vibe that, look, there's a lot of excitement about the town. There's a few people who have come in. There's a fella delivering oil, and he asked could he come down and get a photo with him. And there's been a few people delivering parcels and bits and pieces, and everyone wants to come down and get a photo of him and the Jamman. So I'd say now people, after he won the Grade 2, now people are starting to think cheapers. You know, a local horse maybe competing at the top table is fairly exciting. So I think there probably is a wee bit of a buzz without really actually knowing, because we don't really be about the town that much. So as regards the boys, like, sure, they're buzzing. Everyone can't wait to Cheltenham, and it's just great to have a runner. Well, even with a chance, you know, if he was going to run the Supreme with no chance, we probably wouldn't be that excited. We're not there just to take part. So we're just we're buzzing there to go and show how good he is.
Yeah, and obviously Ronan, this year's a wee bit different with all the travel arrangements with the COVID situation, and even now there's the Brexit thing involved. How's the travel arrangements come along? Have you worked that out yet or anything?
No, I just haven't tied all that down. I have been in contact with Jennifer Pugh of the Turf Club and stuff, and we're trying to sort of get that all organised, and we have to do sort of transport competency certs and things like that. So it's a bit of a pain in the neck, to be honest, but I suppose, look, everyone has to do it, and we'll just have to get it done.
Yeah, that's true. You know, looking ahead to the festival, Ronan, is there anything that you like, or is there a particular day of the festival that you like yourself, you know, aside from having runners yourself?
Well, I always loved the first day anyway. You know, I've been going to Cheltenham the last 13, 14, 15 years, and I always loved the first day, just the buzz of the first day. There's a great card on the first day, and just the roar and things. So I love the first day. I always loved the first day, but probably looking at all the races there, like, it's not going to be really that exciting when I think Willie's going to basically mop up most of the Grade 1. So it is. So I've took a few notes here of the races that I like, and I would nearly see them as bankers, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, you're talking probably looking at the Brown Advisory Novice Chase there. I think Monkfish is the standout bet of the week.
Yeah.
I can't even see any of the horses up against him laying a glove on him. The way he jumps is phenomenal, and anything he's done so far is just amazing. So he's probably the nap of the meeting. I'll be moving on to probably the champion bumper. I thought Kilcrut, as Ruby Walsh keeps telling everyone, it's not Kilcrut, it's Kilcrut. I just his bumper performance at Leopardstown there at the Dublin Racing Festival, it was a performance that probably it's impressed me nearly most that I've ever seen out of any bumper runner, you know. So I think he's going to be probably hard to beat. Even Sir Gerhard, look, the banker probably in the bumper, and I actually don't think he'll even beat Kilcrut. Probably moving on then to other races there. Obviously the Arkle there, I think Willie's going to win it again with that inner Jamman or whatever he's called. I haven't been impressed really. I haven't really been impressed with Shiskin really. I thought the last day he looked laboured early part of the race, and I know he won impressive, but his jumping was novice and he had to be woke up and things. And I just think Nicky Henderson's horses really haven't been firing on all cylinders. So All Mankind in that race is another live chance, but he makes a lot of novice mistakes, and just with how accurate Anna Germain is with jumping, he attacks everything. He never makes a mistake. I think he'll be hard to peg back, you know. So they're probably my fancies of the Cheltenham Festival, but we'll probably just concentrate on the Supreme, and after that we'll just enjoy it then.
Yeah, I'd be tending to be in agreement with you there about Energy Mean, because I was just saying to the lads the other day, like, looking back through Shishkin's 3-2 starts already, he's rated 162, and anything he's raced against this season has been rated 150 or less. So technically, them horses shouldn't be getting anywhere near close to him. And the way Energy Mean races and has done impressively in the group or the Grade 1 there at Dublin Racing Festival, you know, you'd have to think this is going to be his toughest test.
And the only problem you might foresee in that race is All Mankind and Anna Germain taking each other on. It could set it up for somebody like Shiskin, but Paul Townend and Willie Mullins have been here before. Like tactics, they'll not fallen down in tactics. So I'd be full sure Anna Jamman probably is nearly like Monkfish. He's another banker.
Yeah, and I just have one question left, but I'll get that later on. Hang me a Fallon, you want to come on?
Yeah, dead on. Just Ronan, just come back to talk about the Real Deal there for a second. Just in terms of the prep over Christmas, you said that your horses weren't fully 100%. How is he now? Has he come back to himself?
He going into the race, things hadn't really went to plan. Look at, you know, sometimes they say my horses are sick and people read too much into it, but look at a poor scope is what you sort of class as your horse has not been 100%. And just leading up to Christmas, the horses sort of just weren't scoping 100%. Their coats weren't great. In particular, Dreal Deal's coat was poor and he wasn't eating that great, you know. So it was just probably even leading on to now, the Jamman disappointed at the Dublin Racing Festival, and I haven't been fully happy that they're just 100%. So we've sent sort of a lot of wee samples down to the Irish Equine Centre there, and I went and lifted a new batch ahead today, and we're proactive trying to iron out any wee problems, and we've sort of a month from yesterday to try and get back on course. But no, I just wouldn't be 100% that everything's just rosy at the yard yet, but we're working hard to try and get that on course.
Yeah, and Dennis rode him the last day, Dennis O'Regan. He's likely to keep the ride in the Supreme, is he?
Yeah, look, Dennis is probably going to keep the ride in the Supreme. Hopefully, looking all been well. He done well on in the last day. We got him to ride the horse. We thought his patient tactics would actually suit him. So Dennis is going to come up and probably sit on him there. Just when I'm a wee bit happier that the horses are in full health again, Dennis is going to come up and sit on him probably twice before he runs. And all been well, if everything goes smoothly, like Dennis is number one to ride him at the moment.
Yeah. So and you mentioned just the pace of the Supreme. They're likely to go off very quick. Like, not giving away too much on the tactics on the day, but you'll probably drop him in and let him travel away.
Look at his style of running. There's no point changing it now. He likes to drop in, take your time, and he seemed to be very strong in the finish, and he stays. So we'll let probably change nothing and just let everyone race away. Like in the Supreme, like there'll be 4 and 5 in a row going down to the first couple, and they'll be absolutely frantic. So we'll take a lead anyway and see if he's good enough coming down to the last. We'll be there to challenge, and if he's not, sure, there's no harm done.
Yeah, and I spoke to you before just for Bar 1 Racing with the trainer Q&A, which I much appreciated. We talked about Tubs and his association around the yard. How's the homeschooling going, or is he mad to get out to the horses every day?
Well, he's out to the horses. That's the number one every day. He's up in the morning, riding out every morning. Homeschooling comes secondary, so he has to come up and start that in the afternoons. And him and his mum are killing each other, to be honest. So we got a wee girl to come in and give him a couple of days to help his mum out with the homeschooling, because there's a constant battle there. He doesn't want to do it, but look, it's going okay. His first love is the horses and stuff, but the schooling's important, and he has to get that done as well.
That you all?
Yeah, go on ahead, Ryan.
Yeah. Just speaking about Tubbs there, Ronan. How would you like to have Tubbs ride for you in the future?
How would I like to have him ride for me?
Yeah, or would you like to have him ride?
Yeah, no, sure. Look, obviously that would be the dream if his career goes the way we would like it to go. He looks fairly talented at the moment, and obviously there's a lot of things there. He's to stay the right height and stay the right weight, but sure, it would be a dream for I suppose it's like Willie Mullins having Patrick riding for him, and Willie gives Patrick every opportunity he can, and I'm sure it's a dream come true to watch your son riding in races and winning races for you.
Yeah, that's it. That's the dream, isn't it? Just moving back to the Dreal Deal there, Alan mentioned you probably have the race sussed out completely. What would you class as the danger in that race?
Well, sure, look at the obvious danger, I think, is appreciated. Probably looking on from the Christmas festival, he looked fairly unbeatable. But I just got a wee glimmer of hope. I was there live watching it at Leopardstown at the Dublin Racing Festival, and I just thought, jeepers, that gives everyone a glimmer of hope. I just thought he wasn't as far ahead of the posse as he had been at Christmas, and I just thought at the line the whole field were closing it. Ballyadam looked poised to really put it up till him come to the last, and ultimately maybe got outstayed, or maybe Gordon's horse was still on firing on all cylinders. But when you got to the line, the whole field was closing, which sort of gave me hope that maybe is he a 2-miler, or maybe does he want a wee bit further? So we just have a wee glimmer of hope there that on better ground, and come the spring, if our lad's in full health and he's 100%, like he wasn't when he won the Grade 2 at Punchestown, which was a great testament to him that he could do that when he wasn't 100%. So if we could go 100% to Cheltenham, bit of nicer ground, and you'd never know what we could do.
Yeah, for sure. And Dean,
I
we're just
thought,
going to finish on you.
I thought Ran Media, who's second favourite, like if you look at his form, you could probably pick holes in it. Shake him up, Harry, that he beat the last day there. Sure, look at he's been beat more times than Amir Kean. So if you take a line through him, you know what did he beat really? And he's got a real lofty rating of 153 or 154 or something. But I don't know if he's really done anything to achieve that. So I'd say my two standout would be Ballyadam and Appreciate It, and sure, look at there's a place up for grabs there, and all been well, we could maybe do a bit better than that.
Yeah, like you said, Appreciate It's there to be shot at anyway. He's not beatable, if you get me.
Yeah. Well, I think I could see him actually been a 3-mile chaser in time, you know what I mean? So it's just he might be vulnerable maybe over the 2 on good ground. Now, I know he was second in the champion bumper last year, which tell you he probably won't, but to me, he looks like a horse wants a good cut in the ground and maybe a trip now. So our lads, although he didn't look pacey at Punchestown, I just don't think he was firing on all cylinders on the day either. And Dennis was probably cute enough to let everyone go and cut their own throats, you know. So I think he's pacier than he looked that day, and I think he's fast enough for the race anyway. And sure, look at if he's good enough on the day, it'll be enjoyable to watch anyway.
Yeah, I personally think he has a massive chance. Dean, yourself, we're going to finish with you, Dean.
Yeah, the Ronan and mine was just more a question for Kean. Really, Kean kind of star of the show now. When it comes to the Ronan McNally racing, his interview on RT the other day really lit it up. Like, is he about? Is he?
Yeah. Do you want him in?
We'll ask him. All I want is one question, then. Yeah,
no, Tubbs, come here quick. He's he's a laugh. He was actually on. He was on the video on Racing TV that same day that he was on RT as well. They had a video of him riding the Jamman up the road there. Come on, the media's looking at you.
Well, Kean,
there's the main man now, boys.
What's the crack?
Nothing. Yourselves.
All's quiet. Kean, I have one question for you for any of our followers that's listening or anybody that's going to be watching. What's the Kean McNally bit of advice that you would give to anybody for the Cheltenham Festival?
Sure, album photo could go to win their 3rd Gold Cup, or Dreal Deal could win his first Supreme, or the double album on the thing. But the one I would probably be going for is Monkfish out of them all. That's the one I'm.
That's a good suggestion. And what about
when he was in TV last year, Dean? When he was on the racing TV at Cheltenham, everything he tipped up one. He gave 2 or 3 on the day, and they all won. So he did.
You were definitely doing your homework anyway, boy.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Should the school stay closed for an extra week to give you Cheltenham off?
Yeah. I've already agreed with my mum. If I get all my homeschooling done, I get off for Cheltenham.
Jesus, I'm sure you'll work extra hard in the weeks up there, won't you?
Yeah.
I have to say, your interview with RT was very, very good, and I'll tell you what, you're the star of the show now, boy.
Thank you.
No bother. Ryan,
no, I'm only known, Dean, as Tubbs' dad.
Yep, that's it. He's the main man now. Any of the rest of you lads?
Yeah, Kean, just one question. You've built up a bit of a friendship with Paul Townend. Can you tell the followers about after the Jamman won the Tri-Town, what present you got?
I got 2 pairs. I got 2 pairs of his goggles. Actually, Paul's a lovely lad, and so is Danny. All the boys are great, but Paul's actually gave me 4 purse at Leopardstown last year when Fahine won. He gave me a purse as well.
Yeah, very good. Ryan, have you anything?
So them goggles are worth a fair bit now.
Thanks.
Yeah, Tubbs, how would you like to ride for your father in the future?
Yeah, I would love to. Not if I'm way one of the big yards, but I would always have a ride. I'd always try to ride for him as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Anyway, boys, if you have any more questions at all?
And Kean, just one last thing, and any more that any of the three of us run on the JP McManus or anybody at the racetrack, we'll be saying, make sure and send Ronan up a nice one for Kean to ride out in the morning. That's all from me, lads, anyway.
Yeah,
That's perfect. That wraps up that Cheltenham episode. Thank you very much, Ronan and Tubbs, indeed, for
Yeah,
coming
no
on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, boys.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to have you on. And yeah, be sure to subscribe and like, and yeah, cheers.